Hi, Ashley Needles here. Um, okay, so documenting about the whole being left for another woman, things that have been going on. I've just been watching a lot of videos that I've done in the past, and they really depressed me. There are things that I didn't post. Thank goodness, I wouldn't want them to depress anyone else. So today I'm wearing this orange sweatshirt that I bought yesterday, I think it was, or the day before over at Goodwill. Um, the reason why I went to Goodwill was to take a friend there, and I shopped there. I spent like $100, I think, on things. Lots and lots of orange and decor for the house because yeah, I'm not somebody who likes to spend money on things. Um, anyway, so orange is supposed to be the color for productivity and to get things done and to, go forth and be motivated in things. So I thought I'd experiment, and so I got myself some shirts that are orange. And no, orange is not my best color, especially when I don't have a tan. Um, but I'm wearing it. I'm wearing this orange hoodie I got at Goodwill. It's trash. It's not that great. Whatever. To see if I got more done. And I have to say, yes, I have gotten a ton more done today than if I had not been wearing an orange sweatshirt. And I don't know if it's psychosomatic or if it's real, but anyway, the colorology is helping me be motivated and productive. So orange is key to success. Orange is productivity. And it has to be the right tone of orange. You can't wear like dull tones. You have to be bright and intense colors and things like that. So yeah, I'm wearing an intensely orange, colored shirt right now. It's all baggy. It doesn't fit me. Oh my gosh, the clothes that were in orange were not cute. So I have like a hockey shirt and I have these other things that are orange, and I don't like sports. I hate watching them. I like to play them. I hate watching them. But anyways, I have this hockey shirt with some team on it that I have no idea who they are. It's really funny. But I got it because productivity. Um, Today I did a voice lesson, which is awesome. So one of the things I'm doing, one of the reasons I'm doing voice lessons is because when you've been left for somebody else, you start looking at yourself and being like, well, how can I make myself more interesting? What can I do to make myself sexier and prettier and more awesome and more cool and more amazing than I was before, so I'm not the person that got left, right? I'm not a person anybody would leave, is basically what you would do if they were in their right mind. So I'm taking voice lessons, and I'm excited. I've always wanted to take voice lessons, but I was never good at giving things to myself. I was never good at spoiling myself. So now I'm spoiling myself, and I'm having a blast, and I have some good shirts from Goodwill, which are awesome. Yay for Goodwill. Oh, because shopping there and donating there are really good. And I love donating things. I love passing things on so that I make room in my life for new things to come into it. Um, anyway, so I don't just buy at Goodwill or DI or other things. I also donate to them. One man's trash is another man's treasure, right? Sorry, just got something going on. Okay, so what else has been going on? I need to go take a nap, but it's not something I've done. I've been wanting to make this video because today is Veterans Day, and going through the whole divorce and stuff, I just have to look at my problems and think about how small they are. I mean, I don't have to kill anyone. I don't have anyone, who's aiming a gun at my head or, worrying about somebody jumping out of the bushes at me or anything. So my problems compared to those of veterans, especially after they get home, pretty manageable comparatively, pretty easy comparatively. Obviously, I still don't have decor in this room. I did buy one painting for it, but it's going to go on the wall that you're not going to see because it's against the window. And so, yeah, I'm working. I'm doing things. I'm doing good things. Excuse me. So I was doing my voice lesson today, and the girl's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how far you got in just one lesson. I didn't want to tell her this, but I've been trying to sing on my own for a very long time. I mean, I didn't while I was married because my husband needed it quiet for his stuff and to concentrate, but lately I've been working on it and trying. So I was doing Maybe Mama Woo, and I was doing Do Re Mi, and we were doing, what else? The octave scale, like, Anyway, she wants me to open my mouth wider. Keep my tongue down, which I can't do. Tilt my head down when I'm going higher, and tilt my head normal when I'm going lower. So it's fun. I love learning to sing. Oh my gosh, my teacher is such a sweetheart. She made me feel so good because I kept like feeling embarrassed and dumb and things, and she just kept complimenting me. Compliments are really what run the world, I think. Everybody's seeking approval and acceptance. Which is sad because I always thought people were actually looking for ways to improve things, so I'd get critical, but people are really just looking for validation. So anyway, yeah, so I wanted to thank the people who believed in a cause enough to fight for it. Now, I don't really think that it's good that we're laying down lives for political greed or political gain, and that's oftentimes why we end up going to war despite the media. And the media goes in and it brainwashes people into believing that they need to go kill other people, which takes a lot of brainwashing to make another person actually believe that they should kill somebody else. But they believe they're right in it, and it's sad. So, anyway, becoming a more amazing me is my focus in my life right now, and today it's Veterans Day. So how I've been thinking about how small my battles are and how grateful that all the things that I can be grateful for due to the veterans, from the Civil War and from the Revolutionary War and the things that fought for ideas and ideals and for like the Tea Party, protesting a tax, which today, I mean, they protested a 1% increase in taxes, and yet today we're paying like almost 80% of our paycheck goes to taxes between sales tax, income tax, house tax, water tax, gas tax, blah, it's insane. Road tax, this tax, that tax, car tax, we have all these taxes that we have to pay. Just crazy. Our forefathers would roll over in their graves if they knew how much taxes that their grandchildren were paying. But do I think we should go to war over taxes? Taxation back in the time of Lady Godiva. What she did is the most amazing thing in history. So King Leofric was raising the taxes on the peasants, and Lady Godiva knew that the peasants were starving, and she felt awful for them. So what she did is she rode through town naked on a horse. This is where Godiva chocolate comes from, in order to protest the taxes. Leofric sentenced anyone to death who would be seen outside during that time, or any of the guards who saw her. So Lady Godiva rode through empty streets on a horse naked and got the taxes decreased, and the peasants were able to live and thrive, and the country was in a more abundance because taxes were decreased. Because when you decrease taxes, more money is in the paycheck for the common man. And that's what really creates a good economy and a great country, is when there is more paycheck to the common man. Okay, so excuse me, thirsty and tired and thirsty. I have lately been so tired. I don't know what it is about divorce that just sucks your energy, but it really does. This whole new life that you have to create and doing all these new things. It's like being born again, At first, when you're in the womb of the mom, you're in this kind of like stasis, waiting for things to to arrive to the world and come out. And then when you're leaving it, when you're breaking free of this cocoon, this shell, it's a struggle and it's painful, and you come out covered in blood and just screaming and all that. And that's what divorce has been. I kind of feel like it's being born again. And then once you're born, you open your eyes and you start to see the world. And, it doesn't make sense. It's not binary yet. I was talking to somebody about how they see the world in binary code. Like we do it with opposites, like light and dark and yes and no and good and bad. Anyway, how we see the world and yes in this and that, in opposites. And it was really interesting to see their explanation. shadows and lights is how we see the face at first, you know. But my divorce, my new birth, being born again, comes without well, I've actually had a few nightmares, but it comes without permanent nightmares, permanent strain to my psyche, which veterans have to deal with daily. And oftentimes we see people on the streets and we think, well, why can't they get a job? It's just out here begging. And yet we have no idea of the price that they paid and the debt that we owe them. I mean, even if they choose to go get cocaine or drugs with the money we give them, is it really up to us to judge when we have no idea of the burden or cross they bear? No clue. I've been through some pretty terrible things in my life, but nothing compares to war. The horrors that people experience there, the living nightmares. So I think in Veterans Day, what we can do is we can smile at those people and we'll give a piece of our heart, possibly a piece of our check, to those people who are in pain and hurting. The other day I was down on Hill Street and somebody was in a wheelchair and they begged for money, and of course I gave it to them. I mean, you don't see a beg. When you have money to give and you see somebody who has nothing, you just don't walk by them without giving to them, in my opinion. You do something if you can. Sometimes the opportunity passes you by before you can get the money out, which has happened to me a few times and made me sad, but usually you try to give. One of the reasons why I shop at Goodwill and things. Yeah, I know I don't look good in orange. It's okay. It's productive. I'm being productive. I've cleaned some and done some things today. Which I have to say, I miss having maids. Oh my goodness, do I miss having maids. I love having maids. They're the most amazing thing ever. Having daily maid service 6 days a week. Loved it. So what else is on my brain today? My brain pen. I don't mind cleaning compared to what veterans have to go through. So shout out to all you veterans. Thank you. Thank you for doing your best for what you think is right. Being willing to sacrifice your lives for what you believe is right and what you believe in. Not many people in this world are willing to do that, so thank you. I may not believe or agree with your causes in today's world. I think it's more political than it is right, but you believe it, and you come from a mind frame and a place where what you're doing is the absolute right thing. And so I respect you for that. We may disagree, but we're all human and welcome to our disagreements, or the world would be entirely boring. Oh, excuse me for being so tired. I normally take a nap earlier in the day, but because I'm wearing orange, I've been getting stuff done instead. Yay for orange. All the colors have really cool things that they can do. Anyway, I want you to know that there is no such thing as a happy Veterans Day until war is just a memory. So I can't really say Happy Veterans Day in this video, but I can say that I have compassion for you, and you are appreciated. What you've done has not gone unnoticed or unheard. You've been hurt, and it's unfair, and the way you're treated when you come back is definitely not right. We owe you a debt of gratitude. Even if we don't believe in the reasons that you're fighting, even if, like me, we think that it's just brainwashing towards something that doesn't exist because we're Ron Paul fans or whatever, your suffering is something I still care about. Your anguish, your pain, the cost of not seeing your child take his first step, or being there when your wife, is diagnosed with cancer or dies. There are greater losses than just the ones in the war. And I know you lose a piece of your humanity there, because sometimes you have to in order to do the things that you feel you need to do. And the greatest loss in life is not death, but what dies inside us while we live. It's a quote from some author. I'm also quoting it in the book I'm writing, but I think you deserve to be loved and to be complimented and to be cherished and to feel appreciated. Because your soul needs to heal. I think I sent a text to the wrong place. Sorry, I'm always getting things going on in my phone. That was my mom, so of course I have to respond to her. She gave me life, you know. Even though I'm sending a message out to the veterans, my mom's still important. I sent her a GPS the other day because she needed one. She broke hers in a car accident. And since I don't want my mom getting lost into whatever, I sent my mom a GPS, which made me feel like a good daughter, a little bit. An LMT one, Lifetime Maps and Traffic Report one. I hear those are good. I don't know, I have a friend who's all tech geniusy, so they recommended it. Gotta love our tech friends. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'd do without them sometimes. But yeah, I'm gonna go take a nap because I'm getting really tired here. Kind of anemic, and my diet hasn't been too great. So, a nap is in my future. And hopefully you'll have time to nap too. Because the strain and stress of life can wear you down and tear you apart sometimes. We all fight our personal battles and our personal wars. Struggling, sometimes, some of us just struggle against depression and to get out of bed, and others of us, we struggle against inner demons, and some of us struggle with low self-esteem, and in a way, we're all veterans, aren't we? We've all been through pain and suffering and agony, and yet none of us know quite the hell that the war veteran goes through. So we should be grateful for them. I want you to know that I'm grateful for you, and I'm sorry for your losses and your suffering and the pain you've felt. And I wish I could take that pain from your soul and wash it away. But since I cannot, I can only give you mere words. Oh, words. They're funny, aren't they? They really can only do what the heart will let them. The heart is what gives words power, isn't it? So, the most meaningful thing I can say to you right now is you've done your best, and you may have changed your mind later about what the best thing was, because most often veterans do. A lot of veterans run the anti-war campaigns that go on. But you did the best that you could with what you knew, with the information that was available to you. It's something I used to always tell my husband. It was given to me by a psychologist, Dr. Fife. You do the best you can with the information you have available. And that's all you can do. You can't expect yourself to know everything or do more or be more than what's available to you, than the resources that you have access to. So, anyway, forgive yourself. Tomorrow is another day. So let go of yesterday and let go of what's happened today and just be here and now. I know you're hurting. And I know you've done things you probably regret. But you did them with the best of intentions and with the greatest of reasons, or you wouldn't have done them. So, Do what you can to be happy. That's all anyone can do. I'm going to do what I can to be happy, which is taking classes and becoming a better me. I hope I can learn to sing and dance and the other things that I want to learn. I love riding horses. I love writing. I love reading. Do something you love. Give yourself that gift. It isn't easy sometimes to feel like you deserve it, but you do. You've given a lot to others. It's time to give something back to yourself today. So, give back to yourself. And if you're struggling with productivity, people who watch my videos, because it's probably not very many veterans who watch my videos, color orange, because I know most people who watch my videos probably also struggle with depression because I talk a lot about it. So, orange. And I know veterans struggle with depression, but probably different from mine. I don't know. I don't know what you go through, and I'm not going to pretend I do. I just know that pain sucks, and it's a universal emotion, unfortunately, but so is love. And so is joy. And maybe someday we can all have the good ones. And pain will be but a memory, and sadness, all the tears will have dried. We'll only cry happy tears, maybe. That's a future that I look forward to. And I look forward to you creating that with me. So if you have something positive to say, I encourage you to start making your own videos. I encourage you to start putting your voice out there and start saying what's in your heart, what's on your mind in the world. You're going to struggle, you're going to go through things, I'm going through things. But in the end, it's what you do with it that counts. It's not what's going on, but what you do with it. So, do something awesome, because you fought one battle. It's time to fight one for yourself. If you fought for the country, it's time to fight for yourself. And I love you lots, and I'm sorry you've had to go through those things, but I will smile anyway, because that's what you fought for. You fought for the smiles of women everywhere, I'm sure, for the men out there, and the women fought for the smiles of men everywhere. So I will smile, blow a kiss, and wish you this, every happiness and every peace, world peace you can imagine. So, TTFN, ta-ta for now. Ashley Needles signing off.